We live. Wait for a couple people to get in here. NASDAQ looking good. Nice little pop on NASDAQ right before the bell. All right, here we go. Broke that pivot, breaking above VWAP. Let's go to the 1 minute chart. Nice. It's a little cold in my apartment right now. Alright, so a very strong 1 minute candle open. Let's see if we want to hold this move. Gold's starting to come down a little bit. Pop the 1 minute open there. So gold down about 10 points off the open. NASDAQ up about 30. Pretty volatile open. NASDAQ still pushing. Let's see if we take this high at the 46s, get into the 50s. If we break above 60, we'll be looking pretty good. See if we pull back into this pivot point, or if we're just going to straight continue the momentum. There's the pivot point and the VWAP. Probably not a bad spot to try to get in right there, but again, we're right out the open, so a lot of volatility. There we go, just tap the opening low. Gold coming back up. Trying to break that opening high. I'm going to just try one on NASDAQ going short. This will be quick. Try to get under these lows. As we're getting some strength on gold, want to see if we're going to see that weakness on the index. Coming for that low again. Gold picking up a lot of strength here. Maybe not as weak as I thought. Did break that 5-minute opening range to the downside. It's just trying to hold right now. Cut this off at 5,600. Rejected the VWAP. See if we get that continued push lower. Just 10 points. Don't really want to see this pop back up. I wanted to try to take this off at 60s. I'm gonna set a break even here. Just oops, not a sell. Whoops. I'm gonna set a break even here, just that way if we start coming back up, I don't really want to hold through much more drawdown. We did get that initial follow through I was looking for, so if we pop back into 90s, then yeah, I'm just gonna step out of the way. Can always re-enter the trade, but I would want to see that follow through the low here. If we're catching a bid off the lows, start heading back up, then obviously that's not going to be good for that trade. So 5-minute chart still looks good to come lower, but we're still within the first 10 minutes of the open, so anything can happen. I think I was up about 20, 25 points at one point on that trade. Just couldn't get that follow through lower like I was anticipating, so rejected VWAP very nicely though. So it's kind of building out a little flag there. Probably going to get the break now. Gold 5-minute chart still looking decent. Just doesn't want to get to 60s. Does not want to get to the 60s. I did like that VWAP projection, but we are heading back up now. Let's see if we break through or if we reject it again. Couple minutes till we get this 5-minute candle closure and the 15-minute candle closure. Pretty indecisive on the 5-minute chart. Would not have been a bad idea to buy off of these lows. Not a bad idea at all. Just gotta wait and see if we break above the 650s and hold. Rejecting that pivot point at the 630s. Everything's just looking a little bit choppy right now. I believe there's news coming out in 2 minutes as well. It is PMI, so we'll see what that does for the market. Probably not too much, but I'm going to hold off on entering anything else until that comes out at 6:45, 6:44 right now. So couldn't continue that momentum up to break the high. We're about 40-ish points off of that low. 600 down to 560. Does it not say that I'm live? Yeah, I'm live. It's not showing up on my phone though. Oh, there we go. All right, so gold is pushing. NASDAQ is coming back down for those lows. Rejected that pivot point pretty nicely on the 1 minute. Had a couple wicks above. Never closed. And now we're seeing that rejection back down. PMI is out. Beat the expectations. Like a G6. Like a G6. Like a G6. Like a G6. See which way we're going to break this 15-minute range. Let's box out the 15-minute range. High is 640, low is 579. Oh, sorry. High is 652.50, low is 562.50. So let's go ahead and mark that guy out. Get this a little bit more accurate. What did I say? 62.50. 62.50, low is 62.50. There we go. All right. Gold on a ripper, bud. Like a G6. Like a G6. It's an old song right here. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted. Cool. So gold is definitely leading the market right now. If we take a look at the higher time frame, gold has just been non-stop all week. You know, we opened this week down at the 630s. So we're over 300 points this week up on gold. I want to see if we can tap into that 5,000 level today. So far, it's got the strength for it. Needs to get above this level here at the 970s. Pretty big move down last night, just to get bought right back up into the morning session. So, you know, wherever sellers are, buyers are there twice as strong on gold. Interested to see what NASDAQ does when it's done chopping around. Tap in that middle of the 15-minute range, see if it respects it or if we just pop right through. Popping right through, I guess. Feels a bit late to be involved with gold unless you want to be scalping these 1-minute candles. Alright, NASDAQ, let's see if we're gonna lock this box so it doesn't move. Let's see if we're gonna come take out that high. It's trying to respect the VWAP. Hasn't been able to do it so far. 1 rejection here, 2 rejections there. Let's see if this is a third one or if we can get that push up out of this range. Gold 5-minute chart off VWAP was the move. 940s up to the 955s, about 15 points now. Any more? 15-minute chart looks pretty good. This is like the no trade area. You can see all this range bar coding over here. So if I were to get into a long trade right here, it's kind of 50-50 on whether or not it rejects somewhere in this range or possibly at the top of the range and comes back down, or actually breaks through it, starts heading towards this 5,000 area up here. I have 5,000 marked out on the chart because it's just an important psychological level, right? 5,000 hits on gold, that's going to be all over the news. So by that point, it will be too late. But just thinking about the big picture, you know, if gold hits 5,000, that's going to be a pretty big deal. So will it do it today? I have no idea. But that would be cool to be involved with the move. I got 2 accounts I'm working on right now. This account is a fresh fresh Tradeify growth funded account. Was able to make $2,000 last night on this account. So I'm working on My original two fundeds, about $1,300 in profit and $1,000 here. So gonna see what moves we can get today. Nasdaq trying to respect a VWAP here. Just would hate to see a rejection back down now again. Got about 5 minutes till consumer sentiment comes out. This is all Eastern Standard Time, so we are 3 hours behind EST here in California, so that'll be 7 a.m. 6:55 right now. So while we're inside of this box, it's kind of just, it's a gamble on what it's going to do. We're still holding the 15-minute range. So as of right now, price could just continue bouncing up and down inside of this range. And, if you're trying to take a breakout trade here, it might not work out for you. Cool. So we broke that pivot point. Now we need to break these highs at 650s. There it is. Let's see if it's going to just be a quick sweep or if we can hold that level. If we take a look at the 5-minute chart, 5 minutes looking strong. 15-minute is looking okay. We do have resistance here at the 650s, so it's really got to break above and hold. There's that rejection. Back to the VWAP again. So again, let's see if we hold. Kind of barely tapped out of that range, couple points. Got about 4 points outside of the range, 6 points outside of the range, and rejected pretty hard, about 30 points. So looks like it just needed to retest VWAP. So what levels do we have to the upside? Well, if we take a look, we've got this pre-market level here at 658 that it just tapped into. Couldn't break and hold yet. Coming back for it right now. And then aside from that, we have just this kind of chop zone. So the next level really would be up here at the 739s, 730, 740s. So it might be a bit of a struggle to get up to that level, but so far that is where it's resolving to. If we can get above this pre-market level, we might start picking up some speed up through the 700s, maybe get to the 730s, 740s. But it's got to show some strength. We can't keep having these wicks up at this level. There it goes, breaking out now, and gold is starting to see some weakness, so wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing that strength on the NASDAQ, getting up to the 700 level. There it goes. I was literally just about to say gold presenting a buy opportunity off the VWAP, but that was a quick pop. So 939 back up to 945. Seven o'clock, so we have that consumer sentiment out now. Hasn't updated yet on Market Watch. Yep, not yet. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. So 4 hour candle closed, looking good. Strong buying reaction off the lows there. Daily candle should be green, yep. So see if we can get up to the 740s next. Not really getting any patterns quite yet. Probably would have been here at this pivot point trying to break through the 15-minute range, but you know, we had this big pullback to the VWAP, so even if I got involved here, this probably would have had me stopped out here, break even, if I didn't take it going above the highs, just because that was a pretty big pullback, even though it continued going higher, you know, from 658 down to 620. It's almost a 40-point pullback. Definitely not what you'd want to see on a breakout trade. So here's that 700 level. Yeah, gold would have been nice off VWAP right there. Let's see if we're just going to go straight up to 740. going to put a line at 700 for now. Wow. See if we respect 700. My goodness. Hasn't retested the 9 moving average for about 10 minutes now. It's trying to respect 700. I want some waffles. Don't tell me I'm going to have the hiccups now. Hourly rejection right at this pivot point here at the 720s almost. Put a line there at that pivot point. That means the 4 hour also rejected that pivot point. Kind of right at the top of that range as well, so where's the daily at? I mean, daily still has room up. A bit of chop in this zone on the daily chart, so still not really too sure where she wants to go. But there is a lot of resistance in this area here, so not sure if I want to be taken along through this level at the moment. It's trying to respect the 9 moving average right now. Nine moving average and 700. Man. Here goes gold trying to push as well. So yeah, that opportunity was there off the VWAP. Opportunity was definitely there off VWAP. Just couldn't really line it up with any other technical levels. Getting pretty tight here on NASDAQ. Would not be surprised if we just get a big pop candle up through these highs. Get up to the 740s. Good morning, good morning. How we doing? Got my eye on NASDAQ right now. Had a big strong push out of the 15-minute range, trying to hold this 700 level and the 9 moving average. If we look to the left, we got some levels up here, 730, 740. Caught one little one, ended up getting out right about break even, trying to take this break to the downside. I think my entry was right here around 590s. Got a little bit of follow through and then pulled right back up. So I think I cut it off at like 589 or something. So now I'm just looking for the next trade at the moment. We're setting up right now potentially for a push up, but could very easily come down and break this support. But right now it's respecting 700 pretty nicely, so I've got my eye on it. I did catch some trades last night, so up 2,000 on this funded account, and then on these funded accounts, I'm up 1,000 here, and I'm up 1,372 here. So trying to be patient. Don't really want to give back too much of that profit, but I am willing to try something. Potentially building out a flag here on the 5-minute chart. Man, I really feel like I got something stuck in my throat. So far, not seeing that continued momentum. We had a little bit of news today. There we go. Consumer sentiment is up now. So everything beat the expectations here, which is good. Definitely no reason for the market to sell off like crazy. But we might just do it anyway. Want to see if we respect the 21 moving average. So normally I would have tried to take a long there, but the momentum here coming up, it was consistent, but I wouldn't say it was very strong, right? You don't see any super long candle bodies. I don't know why those gaps are there. I feel like this chart is slightly inaccurate with these gaps here. Maybe it's just not showing the wicks right now. Yeah, normally a long here in this area is something I would have tried, but lately we've been having that push up and then coming back to, the 21 moving average or the VWAP. So see if we respect this 21, catch support at the 680s, take that move higher, get back above 700. This might be looking good. I'm going to try a buy at 700 to see if we can get this break to the upside. Could very easily get rejected, so going to be careful as we're still trying to break this consolidation here to the left. Gold is coming down here. So ideally we would get some strength on the indexes. Come take out this draw up here at the 740s. Just kind of hanging around. I was gonna say cut this off below this level, but just broke it there. That was pretty quick. Have not been able to catch momentum on the streams lately. I'm gonna put a sell order at that low. I want to see it respect 700, get back above there. Looks like we might be coming back down. Really just hanging out in this area now. Okay, stopped out there. So, not seeing the strength that we want. Don't tell me that just stopped me out and it's gonna go break now. So, that was I think a 500 point loser. So we're up 800 on this account now. I would be willing to try it again if we start getting some strength. We're just not getting it right now. 5 minute chart looks okay. Here it comes for that high now. Had to stop me out first. What is that? That's crazy. Gold is starting to show some weakness. Is this 5-minute candle going to hold? I'd like to see 740s. At least 732. We'll sell one at 732. And we'll sell one here at 40 if we can get there. It might honestly break higher, and we're stopped out. Or not stopped out, but take profit on that. So just made back that loss, but kind of wanted to hold that a little bit longer as we're getting that extension out of that range. I just couldn't move my order in time, but it's okay. Damn, it really just stopped me out quick right there. I think my order was literally at like 74.50, and it came down to 73.75, and then we got that push higher. So had the right idea there, just had my stop probably a little bit too tight, or my entry wasn't that great. I think my entry was right at 700 initially, and got stopped out as it came down here to the 725-ish area. Or sorry, 675 area. But it's cool. Caught it back as it came up out of that range. 5-minute chart, very nice very nice bull flag. Boom. Boom. Right, so we got the pull right here, flag down, push up out of that range. Had to try it twice, but it's all good. Not too sure what gold is doing. If we get a quick flag on the 1 minute here on NQ, could potentially scalp it for another long up to the pivot at 770s. Don't want to be too eager, but that was a nice push up there off of the moving averages. So let's go to orders. See what those fills were. So caught about 10 points on one contract, 20 points on the other. My first one, okay, yeah, so I did get stopped out at 674.50. Oh, it ended up filling me lower than that too. That's crazy. But my entry was 701. So probably could have had my stop at like 30 points, 670, 671. Wouldn't have gotten stopped out on that trade. I would have been okay with taking a $600 loss there to stay in that trade. But you live and you learn. So we're kind of setting up a little flag pattern, very tight consolidation here on the 1 minute chart. So I'm gonna try this out just to get up to 70s. See if we come and get that pivot point. But we've broken above our resistance to the left. So right now we're looking okay. See if we can grab 70s or if we're going to come back down to the moving averages. Five-minute candle just opened. That was a very strong push up there, so I would expect some continuation here. I'm going to add one. And we need to get that push. Hanging out right at the 750s. We'll set a 1 limit order there. Just keep getting these pullbacks. I want to see this 5-minute chart hold. Do one final add there. And we will take off 2 here. Might be involved in a in a sweep here. Dude, my throat is crazy right now. You can do it. You have permission to break 750. It's like a brick wall at 750 right now. Just does not want to hold above that area. A lot of trouble there. A lot of trouble there. Want to see it pick up some speed through 760. Just not holding. I'll take off 2 at 760 if it can get there. You're toying with me. Alright, so there's 2 off there. So let's see if we can get that push up to the 770s now. That'll be about a 20-point winner. Caught 10 points on those first 2. Looking for that break now. He wants to do it, it's just having a bit of a hard time. Don't want to lose too much on this one now, so we're going to put a 10-point stop. Put that stop at 738. Five-minute doesn't want to hold above those highs. I want to see it take out this pivot point, get some momentum. Gold picking up strength off the VWAP again. It's just very slow grind right now. Very slow grind right now. Up about 1850 on the day. So if we can get a little push higher, that'd be nice. Come on, NASDAQ. Almost. I know it's going to tap it. I'm just like, there we go. Come on. There we go. All right. Got that order filled. So we're up $2,100 on this account now. I'm going to switch over and look for another opportunity now on this other account. Just really hard time getting there, not gonna lie. But we're at that pivot now, and if we look, I mean, we've taken out this level and we're holding above it, so now we have strength, right? We've had nothing but green candles on the 15-minute chart out of the open. So really no reason to look for a rejection until we get up into maybe these highs over here. This is all the way up at 890, this first high. So, you know, potentially looking at a pretty big day here on the NASDAQ. It's just certainly taking its sweet time. Gold hasn't done very much today at all. Got that push into the 780s. Pretty good day so far. Up about $5,000. $2,000 on this account. $1,000 on this account. $2,100 on this account. So everything's looking good right now. Let's get our Verizon ad in. All right. Going to be looking for another opportunity here. I kind of want to see what's going on with gold. Just not able to hold any of these moves it's making. It's consolidating above VWAP, which is a good sign, but we're not making higher highs. So, kind of interesting. That push out of the 15-minute range, though, on NASDAQ, once again, I said the other day I got to be more vigilant on that. Wasn't able to do it today, but man, that would have been a nice winner. 650s up into the 780s. Don't know if I would have been able to hold through this pullback, but man, that's crazy. That is a very beautiful flag pattern, though. Boom. Boom. Beautiful flag. Let's see if the 5-minute chart is going to hold this pivot point. Got about 2 minutes till candle close. Good example of getting your little piece and getting out, though, right? My entry was here around the 750s. Took 2 off as it came into 760, and then I took my last one off up here at 770. Now we're consolidating above this pivot. You can always re-enter, right? So take your profit while it's there. It's also why I use limit orders to sell, because sometimes they're just quick pops, you know, and you're not going to be able to get that exit if you don't have that limit order in. Oh yeah. Let's pop open the Tradeify journal. Oh, gotta log back in. Journal. Let me take off this eval account. So, that's not super accurate. It should be more than that. Let me calculate real quick. So, we got 3,245. We got 4,652. And we got 2,031. Oh, yeah, I guess that's right. 9.9. So, should be a little bit higher, but up about 10,000 this week on all the fundeds. So gold coming right up to this resistance. looking like it wants to break now. It's actually picking up some momentum here. Got these two. This is the 1 minute chart. So if we go to the 5, we're definitely picking up some momentum now, coming up through this level here at the 60s. Potentially coming for this overnight high at 970. About 10 points off from that. And then from there, you know, got a pivot point at 980. And then 5,000 is just right there. So we go to the higher time frame. Had that pullback overnight, and now we're pushing, grinding higher. So 5,000 definitely on the table today. 40 points off from 5,000. Gold has definitely done it before. I mean, yesterday we were up, opened around 830, closed at 930s, 940s. So that was about 100 points yesterday. So if she wants to, she will. If she wants to, she will. 5 minute chart on NASDAQ still looking pretty good, holding that pivot point nicely at 770s. That was where I took my trade off. Let's get this shmoney, yes sir. So we're up a pretty good amount today. $1,000 here, 2,000 here, 2,000 here. So in total, about $5,000 today. So far, looking for the next opportunity. Should have gotten involved with gold here, man. That's insane now. 960, 945s up to 960. Ugh. I need to this Tradeify account. I passed this last night, so I made $3,000 on this account last night. This is just an eval though, so I'm waiting. At the end of the day today, this will lock in, and then I'll be able to get this over to a funded account. 5K, only an hour into market open. Yeah, some of it was last night. Let me see. Execution marks. So I caught some gold moves last night. This was like around 3 p.m. yesterday, but it's still, with the futures market, the day still counts. From yesterday at 3 p.m. until market close today, that counts as like a full trading day. So caught some shorts on this move out of the open yesterday afternoon on this account. That was where I made the $2,000 on this one. And then on the other accounts, this is pretty much all on gold. I think maybe a little bit of NASDAQ. And then I caught last night at like midnight, I caught some longs on gold. We had this big sell-off here. Pretty much bought it right at the bottom. As this candle was flipping on this sell-off, I caught a buy right at 907. So pretty much right as soon as this candle flipped green, caught a buy right there, took it off at 10 points, made $1,000 there. And then I had 2 contracts on this pullback as we were holding this low we put in right there, expecting this to be a higher low. And then I took those off, I think for like around 915, 914 was the entry, and I took them off at 20 and 18, so about 5 points on that one. But because I had the 2 contracts, that was a $1,000 trade as well. Pretty much a top tick on that gold trade. Yeah, it was a sniper entry, I'm not gonna lie. I was like sitting in bed and I saw this whole sell-off coming. Actually, I don't even think I was home yet. I think I might have still been driving, which isn't good. But yeah, I saw this sell-off coming and I knew that it wasn't gonna hold. Just because gold is so strong right now. So if we go to the 15-minute chart, you know, we were holding this consolidated range all afternoon into the evening, and then we had a big sell-off pretty much at the London Open. And I was like, yeah, there's no way this is holding. So as soon as I saw that 1 minute candle flip green after all that red, that was my entry on the trade. Yeah, and silver. Oh, silver just broke 100. Goodness, what is this chart scale? Wow. Damn, that consolidation out of the open is crazy, though. But that's wild. So, honestly, I would not be surprised if we see 5,000 on gold today. Would not be surprised. It's definitely starting to make its way. Let's get rid of these. Ads. I need to put a reminder in to get an ad blocker because this is getting ridiculous. NASDAQ holding up still. It's very slow, but it is holding up. So, pretty much barcoding off of this pivot point here at the 770s. On the hourly chart, very strong out of this consolidation, very strong move. So, looking good for today so far on NASDAQ. We go to the daily. This candle has flipped green now. So maybe not today, but definitely next week. These highs are on the table here at the 26,000s. Gold just tapped that 963. So I put a line there just because that's where we had some rejections yesterday afternoon, but ultimately we need to break above 970 if we're going to see that push up towards 5,000 today. So far it looks like it has the strength to do it. Consolidated really nicely above VWAP out of the open, had a couple pullbacks that were a little scary, but now we're starting to pick up that consistency. Silver over 100 is crazy though. That's definitely going to be headlines today. So if gold can get to 5,000, that's just double the pressure on the buy side. Big psychological level at 5,000. I think gold is at least going to come up to these highs at 970. We're only 8 points off. So yeah, NASDAQ getting that push now finally. Holding the 9 moving average pretty well at this point. Should have taken that trade earlier on both of the accounts, but I don't have my trade copier set up properly on TradeAway right now, so I need to go to this account. $780s up to 813. If it gets up to 820, that's a 50-point move. No, sorry, 830 would be a 50-point move. Yeah, kind of crazy how much precious metals are up. Makes me think something is coming. Yeah, absolutely. But what's weird is, like, you know, you see precious metals on this just freight train up to the buy side, but you're not seeing any weakness on the indexes. You know, NASDAQ daily chart holding this range it's been in very nicely. You know, this low was from mid-December. This low was from end of November. So we're not having any signs that we're going to come down and take these out anytime soon. Yeah, usually they go hand in hand. Yeah. If we take a look at the weekly chart on gold, my goodness. Just an insane candle on the weekly. Like, what? Opened up this week at the 630s. We're now at 950s. So that's like 320 points just this week on gold. All right. Crazy. I've had this line here at 963 since yesterday. Just came up and tapped it perfectly. I mean, literally to the tick. That wick literally went 0.1 points higher than where my line is and rejected. Glad I bought my gold ETF months ago. Yeah, you're cooking right now on that. That was definitely a good move. Let's see if my journal has updated. Took a big losing day on Wednesday night. It's showing Thursday, but it was actually Wednesday afternoon, which is the Thursday trading day. It's kind of confusing, but yeah. 5.2K today, though. Man, NASDAQ just trucking now. Just grinding up out of the 9 EMA. Held this pivot point really nicely. Should have tried to re-enter there at 770s. That was where I took my original trade off. Skip that. Need a pullback on NASDAQ if I'm going to get involved with it again. This pullback was nice here. Took a trade coming out of this flag. That was nice. And then caught another one as we pushed up into this pivot point for that continued momentum. I will. She just went in the room. I'll tell her if she comes back out. Yeah, that was a just beautiful opportunity here coming out of this. 21 moving average held. And we've been doing that lately, consolidating out of the open, and then we just get crazy momentum. Would you recommend Top Step? I've been hearing stuff about them rug pulling kinda. Yeah, I would recommend Top Step. I've never had any issues with them other than like the platform issues they have, but they definitely pay out. I've taken over, I think like $13,000 out of Top Step. And the payouts are pretty quick, usually within like a day or two. I honestly, I think anybody that has issues with prop firms just doesn't fully understand the rules with the accounts or gets caught up somewhere. Like if you give them a reason to deny a payout, then they're going to deny it, right? They have rules for a reason. So if you're not reading the FAQs, if you're not understanding the rules on the accounts, they're all different across different firms. So, as long as you stay within the confines of the rules for the account that you're trading, there's no reason for them to deny a payout. If I go to my Top Step dashboard. So these are all payouts I've taken with Top Step. They've all been finalized. I've seen the money in my bank account. They do a profit split. So the first $10,000 that you pay out is completely yours. They don't take any split from that. And then after you make 10,000, they take a 10% split. So these $1,000 payouts that I took out, they took $100 off. But yeah, I mean, if we look at the timeline, this was on a Friday that I requested this. So I requested them on January 9th at 9:19 in the morning. And then that following Monday by 2 p.m., they had sent the money out. And then with these payouts, this was on probably like a Thursday or something. I requested it on November 17th. By November 18th at 2 p.m., they sent the money out. So, you know, I've really not had any issues with them other than, like I said, the platform issues where sometimes, you know, you will notice orders don't get executed. And that's, you know, kind of unfortunate if you get involved in one of those moments, but it's never happened to me, so I can't really speak on it too much. But yeah, I think TopStep is like one of the most reputable firms. They've definitely been around the longest. So, you know, them having some, just heard they shut down the platform sometimes at bad times. Yeah, I don't know if they shut it down, but they definitely have just data issues. Like you'll look at the charts and there will be like giant gaps in between the candles because the data is just not loading properly, and you know, you'll put an order in and it'll just blow right past it without filling it. Those are issues that they were having like pretty heavy last month coming into January as well. But they put out some statements that they're working on it, and you know, since then I really haven't noticed any platform issues like that. Maybe it's because so many people are starting to day trade, they may be getting overwhelmed. Yeah, I think they just probably didn't have the team in place to, like the tech team in place to be resolving all of that. But I mean, you know, everybody starts complaining about something, you can't really ignore it. So they've definitely improved on it. Dude, NASDAQ is just not giving an opportunity to get back in. I mean, unless you're trying to scalp these 1 minute candles, it's just, this would have been the next best opportunity here off the pivot point, 770s. Up about 50 points from that level now. Pretty crazy. Yeah, I think TopStep is good. Tradeify is what I'm trading with right now. Just partnered up with Tradeify, so this is my first set of accounts that I've used with Tradeify. I haven't traded with them before. I do like the software and everything that they do. They give you this free trade journal, so you don't have to really do anything. Everything's pretty automated with Tradeify. TopStep does something similar on their dashboard. Let's see, trade journal. Yeah, nasty day on Thursday. Just disgusting. It actually was worse. Look at that, minus 4K. Ended up getting some of it back, but disgusting. 36% win rate on Thursday. These are not updated. I think I'm at like back to 4,000 on these accounts now. This account is going to be at 2,000 at the end of the day. And this account is going to be funded at the end of the day. This one still says eval, but that is this account. So it's got $3,000 in profit there. It just hasn't updated on the dashboard. But yeah. pretty solid week so far, if I do say. Well, so far it's already Friday. Pretty solid week, if I do say so myself. Dude, are we gonna get any pullback? Like, I want to get in, but it's just straight up right now. I don't know if he's still in here.
Hi guys, good morning. Hope you guys are getting up right.
We getting this money. Okay. Please, NASDAQ, just give me a little pullback. I'm sorry I didn't get in at 770. Freak, man. He said, damn, didn't even feed you grapes off the vine like a real king. Hold up, it's coming. Ooh, these are fire, actually. I just bought these like yesterday. Thank you. King treatment. That's right. Okay. I can go down there with you guys if you want. She's coming right now.
Ir de compras con tus padres puede ser vergonzoso.
¿Por qué venden jeans rotos?
Mami,
Esta chaqueta es la onda, brother.
gracias a la Chase Mobile App, tu hijo va de compras y tú revisas sus gastos. Para que puedas ir de esto.
Vamos de giros.
Love me some green grapes.
I used to walk for like 30 minutes. She gets tired. And she comes with after we work out all breakfast for hours.
Gold 970 coming in hot. Bro, NASDAQ does not want to pull back at all. Come on, man. Look at that hourly chart. Beautiful push out of this consolidation. Yesterday was kind of a rough day if you weren't protecting your profits. Straight down, back up, back down. Today we're just straight up. 4-hour chart looking pretty clean. So who knows? Maybe we're coming for 900. 70 points off, not far. Definitely on the table. I would be a little bit cautious that gold pulls back off 970 just because, you know, if we see had a big sell-off here from 970 and then an even bigger sell-off here from that 970 level. So I would want to see it break above, maybe pull back into it and continue higher in order to get involved there. But so far I'm seeing what I want to see on gold. I just I don't know what's going to get us to 5,000. It might not happen today. It might be something that we need to look for next week. Silver is holding strong above 100. It's a nice move on silver. Overall direction is up, so that's good. We are still making higher lows. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So everything looks good. You know, maybe we're going to come tap this pivot point, 100.65. I need to delete these two accounts. These are Tradeify Select accounts that I accidentally opened, and they have not come off of my Tradeivate yet. I don't know how to delete them. All right, we're getting the pullback on NASDAQ now. Let's see how deep she wants to go. We are getting that pullback. There's the 21 moving average, breaking through it. We peaked out at 845, 846. So this would be that pullback before the 900 level. Potentially coming to test the 9 moving average on the 5-minute chart. That was where we bounced from the last time. So, you know, if patterns are going to repeat themselves, we would come tap the 9 moving average, probably have a little bit of consolidation before we continue up higher to try to get to this next pivot point at the 880s. But right now, I mean, there's no, that level that we rejected from, there is not really any resistance quite at that level. You know, so we definitely can continue to resolve higher if that's what she wants to do. There we go, buying reaction, getting back above, reclaiming the 21. Let's change this back to gold. Whoa, gold. Gold, what are we doing, brother? Whoa, that was crazy. Looked down at my phone for 2 seconds. All right, so we just broke 970s. Damn. I literally looked at my phone for like 30 seconds. That was a nice hold of 963. Right, so had a rejection there at that level. Crazy. People think it's just lines on a chart, I swear, but if you really know what you're doing, I mean, had a rejection right at that line I had on the chart, broke above it, consolidated right at that level, and now look at that push higher above 970s. Craziness. And now she's picking up speed. NASDAQ pushing up off the 21. Dang, gold. Dang, gold. That was crazy. That was a crazy move. All right. Tonight I want to show you off. All right, all right, all right. Finer things in life. Upbeat. See if we get a 970 retest on gold. $15-minute chart, pretty big wick in there. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. Dude. I need to get off my phone, bro. What did I say? 970 retest. That is crazy. Damn, dude. That's twice now. I just tried to hold up two fingers, but I forgot I'm in a... That's twice now. Bruh. 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 Should keep going without me, chat. Pulling back to about half of that previous 1 minute candle. 5 minute chart, and I might consolidate for a second here before we push up to that pivot. That pivot's at 981 basically. 980.9. Yeah, 980.9. So what a 1 minute candle though. 970.4 back up to 976.5. So 6-point push on that 1 minute candle. And we're still going. Beautiful. Beautiful gold. Dang it. I knew it. 970 retest. What did I say? It's going to push up into the pivot point now. It's going to push up into that pivot point now, bro. Come on. Damn. Why was I looking at my phone when I said there was going to be a 970 retest? That would have been 10 points right there, $1,000. Brother. That was the trade I was looking for. Look at that beautiful pullback. Man. Yep, there's that pivot. $5,000 on gold is definitely on the table today. That would have been the entry right there. Look at that. So I had a level here at 63 where we rejected from, consolidated. We had those overnight highs at 970 like I was saying. After we consolidated above 963, big breakout through 970. As it was pulling back, I said we're going to come back to 970 for a retest, come back up to the pivot point. That's literally exactly what it did to the T. We're testing that pivot now. So if I'd gotten down here at the 970s like I was planning to, that'd be a 10-point trade right now on gold, which that's $1,000 per contract. NASDAQ is still consolidating down here. We see you. Still trying to hold this 800 level. Damn. Yeah, I'm getting some FOMO on this gold now. Might have to call it before I do something dumb. Maybe going to come for a quick pullback here to 978s, but it looks like it's going to go now. Dude. It's okay. It's okay. I'm up $5,000 today. I'm content with that. But bro, that would have been crazy. I mean, I was only planning on getting in with one contract, so would have been $1,000 trade. But imagine picking up a couple contracts right here. That would have been, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, depending on how many contracts you have. Just off that quick, I mean, that was 8:15 to 8:18. 3 minutes to make $1,000. I mean, I guess that's not really including all the time that we've been waiting for that to set up, which is pretty much 2 hours now. But still, $1,000 in 3 minutes is crazy. Crazy work. 810s on NASDAQ. All right. Yep, I'm calling it a Friday. Very successful Friday. Very successful week overall. Had a bit of a scare on Wednesday evening. Lost a pretty good chunk on the funded accounts, but was able to make that back Thursday and Friday and then some. So we are back in a good spot on the fundeds. 13K on the week. Not terrible. Like I said, had that scary day on Thursday, but I mean, we were coming off back-to-back $4,000 days, so it was bound to happen. And yeah, very successful Friday, so cannot complain, that is for sure. Hopefully going to be taking some payouts with Tradeify next week. I need to lock in, I think, 2 more days of profit. And then we'll be eligible for our first payout with Tradeify, which is pretty cool. And once that happens, I'll probably take the payouts on stream once I'm eligible. That way everybody can see how it works and everything. And then they pay out within an hour. Is what they advertise on their website. So if I take the payout at market open or whatever, I should have the money by the end of the stream, which would be pretty cool to show all that process. But yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Gonna hope for a solid week next week. There goes gold breaking out now. Let's see, a little bit of consolidation here. Came down to the 78s. Man. All right, guys. See you on Monday. If you guys got any questions over the weekend, if you want to get more involved with this stuff and figure out how these prop firms work and start taking a challenge, you can DM me on Instagram, Ryan F. Crew. And yeah, see y'all on the flip. Solid day, GGs. Thanks, guys.